Have you ever laid in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering why your body is tired, but your mind just won't stop racing? You're not alone. As we age, falling asleep and staying asleep becomes a lot harder than it used to be. The sleep that once came naturally in your 20s or 30 seconds starts to feel like a distant memory, replaced by tossing, turning, and watching the clock tick past midnight. You might even wake up at 3 a.m., wide-eyed and alert, only to feel completely drained the next morning. And here's the truth: many people don't talk about. Poor sleep isn't just frustrating, it's harmful. It affects your mood, your memory, your immune system, and even your ability to move freely and live independently. But what if I told you that one of the most powerful ways to fix your sleep is right on your plate? Yes, the foods you eat and how you eat them have a direct impact on your sleep. Not in a vague, wishful thinking kind of way, but in a real, chemical, brain-changing way. And today, I'm going to walk you through 7 specific foods that can help you sleep like never before naturally, peacefully, and deeply. No pills, no side effects, just real nourishment, timed right, and used wisely. So if you're tired of being tired and ready to enjoy restful nights and energized mornings again, you're in the right place. Let's talk about the very first food that can transform your sleep from restless to rejuvenating. Now, before I tell you what it is, let me ask you this. Do you ever find yourself craving a small snack before bed? That gentle, soothing bite of something sweet or warm, something that feels like a little hug after a long day. You're not just imagining the comfort. Your body may actually be asking for what it needs to help it relax. And here's where it gets exciting. One of the best foods to support deep, restorative sleep is a simple fruit, the humble cherry. But not just any cherry. We're talking about tart cherries. Tart cherries, the kind often used in unsweetened juice or dried form, are one of the only natural food sources of melatonin. That's the hormone your brain produces to regulate your sleep-wake cycle. And as we age, melatonin levels naturally drop. That's why sleep starts to feel more fragile in your 60s, 70 seconds, and beyond. But tart cherries can help bring balance back. In fact, studies have shown that drinking tart cherry juice before bed can significantly improve both sleep duration and sleep quality in older adults. That means falling asleep faster, staying asleep longer, and waking up less throughout the night. So, how should you eat them? Here's one practical, delicious way. In the evening, about 1-2 hours before bed, enjoy half a cup of unsweetened tart cherry juice. If you prefer something warm, try adding it to a cup of herbal tea like chamomile or rooibos. Or, if juice isn't your thing, a small handful of dried tart cherries works beautifully too. Just be sure to choose the kind with no added sugar. But here's a tip that many people miss. Timing matters. If you drink tart cherry juice too early in the day, you won't get the full sleep-supporting benefits. Your body needs that melatonin signal to come in close to bedtime. Think of it as a gentle cue to wind down. Like dimming the lights or playing soft music. And don't worry, tart cherries won't make you groggy or knock you out. They just help your body do what it's already trying to do: fall asleep naturally. Now, let's move on to something a bit unexpected, a food that most people don't associate with sleep, but absolutely should: bananas. Yes, the same bananas that sit on your kitchen counter, waiting to be turned into smoothies or sliced over oatmeal. But bananas are more than just a quick snack. They're a powerhouse of sleep-friendly nutrients. First, they're rich in magnesium and potassium, two minerals that help relax muscles and calm the nervous system. If you've ever felt twitchy, restless, or had leg cramps at night. A magnesium boost might be exactly what you need. Second, bananas contain tryptophan, the same amino acid found in turkey that helps produce serotonin, which then converts into melatonin. That's the sleep hormone we just talked about. So eating a banana in the evening? It's like giving your body the raw ingredients to make its own natural sleep medicine. Here's how to do it right. Don't just eat a banana by itself and expect magic. The trick is to pair it with a healthy fat, like a spoonful of almond butter. Why? Because healthy fats slow down digestion and help the tryptophan absorb more steadily into your brain. That means a longer-lasting calming effect that gently nudges you towards sleep, rather than a quick sugar spike that leaves you wide awake an hour later. Picture this. It's 8:30 p.m. You're winding down. The TV is off, the lights are soft, and you're enjoying half a banana with a smear of almond butter. It feels indulgent, like a treat, but it's actually medicine in disguise. And if you've got a bit of a sweet tooth, here's a secret. Warm a few banana slices in a pan with a dash of cinnamon and a sprinkle of crushed walnuts. It's like dessert, but instead of keeping you up, it lulls you into dreamland. Now, let's take a breath here. We've talked about tart cherries and bananas, to foods that seem simple on the surface, but hold incredible potential when used wisely. You don't need exotic powders or expensive supplements to sleep better. You just need to reconnect with foods that nourish your body and speak the language of sleep. But before we move on, let me share something you may not expect. The number one mistake seniors make with their diet that sabotages their health isn't eating too much. It's eating at the wrong time, late night dinners, heavy snacks too close to bedtime, or skipping meals earlier in the day. All of these can throw your sleep off track in ways you may not even notice. That's why, as we explore more of these sleep-friendly foods, I'll also show you how to eat them and when to truly get the benefits. So, are you feeling inspired yet? Ready to give your body the gentle support it needs to truly rest? Then stay with me, because our next food is one that's creamy, comforting, and incredibly powerful for sleep. It's warm milk, but not the kind you grew up with. This one is going to surprise you. You see, just a few small changes from how we start the day to how we end it can shift our health in a remarkably positive direction. So now, let's move on to the third golden habit, which might sound simple, but holds the power to transform both your physical and emotional well-being. Have you ever noticed how a joyful conversation can lift your spirits instantly, or how an afternoon spent with friends can make you feel years younger? It's not just in your head. Science confirms that positive social relationships can extend life expectancy, reduce the risk of depression, and even strengthen your immune system. That's why the third golden habit is maintaining regular social connections. Whether you live alone or with family, make time to call an old friend, join a senior club, or simply enjoy a cup of tea with your neighbor on the weekend. These seemingly small interactions make a world of difference for your health. An 82-year-old gentleman once told me, "I never let a week go by without calling an old friend. Every time I do, I feel recharged," and it's true. He still takes morning walks, stays sharp, and always has a radiant smile. In fact, loneliness is one of the most silent yet harmful threats to older adults. It doesn't hurt like joint pain or show up like a cough, but it slowly erodes mental health and weakens the body without warning. Imagine this. You might be taking your medicine on time and eating well, but if you feel isolated or forgotten, your body is still fighting an invisible kind of illness. So if you're thinking of someone today, don't hesitate, pick up the phone and call. If it's been a while since you've gone outside, try visiting a nearby park. You might just meet someone new who's been waiting to meet a friend like you. Now that we've talked about relationships, let's move on to the fourth habit, something critically important but often overlooked: getting enough quality sleep. For seniors, sleep isn't just about resting, it's when the body repairs, restores, and regenerates. Unfortunately, many believe at this age, sleeping less is normal. That's not true. Sleep is the most powerful natural medicine you can give your body every day, and it doesn't require a prescription. A study from Harvard University showed that people over 60 who sleep 7 to 8 hours a night have a 50% lower risk of Alzheimer's and heart disease compared to those who sleep less. So why do we often neglect sleep? Partly because of poor habits: watching TV late, drinking strong tea or coffee after dinner, or going to bed with worries on our mind. If you find yourself tossing and turning, waking up at night, or struggling to fall back asleep, don't ignore it. That's your body's way of saying, I need attention. You can start with gentle adjustments. Create a quiet, comfortable sleep space. Use warm colored lighting. Turn off electronics at least 30 minutes before bed, and if possible, play calming music or try guided meditation before sleep. Another tip many overlook: a cup of herbal tea like chamomile, passion flower, or mint before bed can deeply relax the body and ease you into sleep. This is more than just a good habit. It becomes a peaceful ritual that signals your brain it's time to rest. You see, we often think that staying healthy in old age requires something grand: heavy workouts, strict diets, or taking a dozen supplements every day. But the truth is, it's the small, steady habits repeated daily that build long-lasting health. And now, with a better understanding of movement, connection, and sleep, it's time to dive into the final habit, one that can turn every day in your golden years into a day full of purpose and meaning. Let me ask you a gentle question. When you wake up each morning, do you have something to look forward to? A reason to get out of bed, stretch your arms, and greet the new day with a smile? If the answer is yes, that's wonderful. But if not, you're not alone. Many seniors feel lost after retirement, after their children grow up, or after the loss of a loved one. Life slows down. The phone rings less. The calendar becomes emptier. But here's the truth. No matter your age, your life still holds deep meaning. The world still needs your presence, your stories, your wisdom, perhaps now more than ever. That's why the fifth golden habit is living with purpose. Purpose doesn't have to mean something grand like starting a business or traveling the world. Sometimes it's as simple as tending to your garden, caring for a pet, writing a letter to your grandchildren, or helping a neighbor with their groceries. Even reading to children at a local library, volunteering once a week, or mentoring someone younger can give your days a rich sense of fulfillment. A Japanese concept called ikigai, loosely translated as reason for being, is often cited as a key to longevity. In fact, the island of Okinawa, known for having one of the world's highest numbers of healthy centenarians, embraces this idea fully. People there wake up every day with a small yet meaningful reason to live: a craft, a morning walk with friends, a daily routine that makes them feel useful and alive. Purpose fuels energy. Purpose strengthens the heart. Purpose protects the brain. When we feel useful, even in the smallest ways, we stand taller, breathe deeper, and face each day with resilience and gratitude. So if you're searching for your purpose now, begin with what lights a small spark in your heart and follow it gently. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be true. To wrap up, let's review the 5 golden habits for healthy aging. Start your day with gentle movement: stretch, walk, breathe, eat wisely, in balance with your age. Prioritize plants, fiber, and hydration. Maintain social connections. Friendships are medicine. Sleep deeply, and regularly. Rest is repair. Live with purpose. Even small meaning brings great vitality. Aging is not a decline, it's a transformation. It's your second spring, and with these 5 habits, you're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years. If this video speaks to you, please share it with someone you care about. Let's spread this message of hope, dignity, and strength to all older adults around the world. Your next chapter can be your brightest yet. Let's walk it together, one golden habit at a time. So now that you've discovered these 5 golden habits for healthy aging, maybe you're wondering, that sounds great, but how do I actually start? How do I make these habits stick? That's a powerful and honest question, because knowing something and living it, those are 2 very different things, aren't they? Let's take it slow. Healthy aging isn't about perfection. It's not about overnight transformation or trying to do everything at once. It's about choosing small, doable actions and repeating them with kindness and consistency. So, let's say you want to move your body more, but it's been a while. Start simple. Can you take a short walk after breakfast, even just to the end of your street? Can you do 5 minutes of gentle stretches in your living room while listening to calming music? You don't need a gym membership. You don't need fancy clothes. You just need a little space and the willingness to begin. Or maybe you want to improve your diet, but cooking feels overwhelming. Try this. Can you add 1 colorful vegetable to your lunch each day? Can you drink a glass of water before each meal to support digestion and hydration? These are tiny steps, but they create massive shifts over time. And here's the real magic. When you do something that makes you feel better, even a little bit, you'll want to keep doing it. That's the secret to forming a habit that sticks: pleasure, not punishment. Now, maybe you're thinking, but I'm too set in my ways. I've lived like this for years. And that's okay. That's valid. But here's what I'd lovingly remind you. You're never too old to feel better. There are 80-year-olds starting yoga, 90-year-olds joining book clubs, even 100-year-olds learning new things and meeting new people, because the brain and the spirit can keep growing at any age, and growth isn't always about more. Sometimes it's about letting go of guilt, letting go of pressure, letting go of the idea that aging means decline. What if aging meant awakening instead? Awakening to what matters. To who you are without all the noise. To the quiet power of your own resilience. You've been through so much, and you're still here. That's strength. That's grace. That's the foundation for a vibrant life. So when you choose to build a routine around these 5 golden habits: movement, mindful eating, connection, deep sleep, and purpose, you're not just preventing illness, you're choosing vitality. You're creating joy. A beautiful way to support this journey is to keep a little notebook or journal. Write down what feels good after each day. Maybe I walked for 10 minutes and felt more energized. I called an old friend and it lifted my mood. I slept better after turning off the TV an hour earlier. These small reflections anchor your habits. They remind you that you're making progress, even if it's quiet. And over time, those quiet wins will become your new normal. You might also find that one habit helps support another. For example, better sleep gives you more energy to exercise. Moving more improves digestion and sleep. Having purpose makes you want to eat well and connect with others. It all works together. Like a symphony, you are the conductor now, and every healthy choice you make adds to the music of your life. This journey doesn't need to be lonely either. Invite someone to walk with you. Share healthy recipes. Swap books. Even watching videos like this together can spark beautiful conversations. So, as we close this part of the video, I want to leave you with a gentle thought. Aging well isn't about chasing youth. It's about embracing life, your life right here, right now, with all its wisdom, softness, and beauty. You've got more time than you think and more strength than you realize. Let's keep going together. So here we are. You've just explored 5 simple yet powerful habits for healthy aging, and more importantly, you've been reminded that your future is still in your hands. Let's take a moment to reflect. You've learned that movement doesn't have to be intense, it just needs to be regular and joyful, that food can be medicine when chosen with love and awareness. That connection heals, and that even one good conversation can change your day, that deep rest restores, and sleep is a gift you can nurture, not a battle you have to fight, and that purpose fuels everything, giving your days light, direction, and meaning. None of these habits require youth, they require choice, intention, willingness, and you have that. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment, you don't need to be ready. You just need to begin. Right where you are, with what you have, and trust me, the body listens, the heart remembers, the soul responds. Maybe the world tells you that aging means slowing down or fading out, but just what if it meant rising into your truest self? The version of you that is wise, brave, soft, and strong. The version of you that knows what matters and lets the rest go. That's the life we're building here together. So here's my invitation. Start with one small habit today. Write it down. Stick with it for 1 week. Be gentle with yourself. Celebrate every little win. And if this video spoke to you, please don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend. Leave a comment and tell us what habit you're working on. Subscribe for more heartfelt guidance, encouragement, and practical tips just for you. Because you are not alone, you are part of a growing community of people choosing to age with grace, strength, and joy, and I'm so honored to walk this path with you. Take a deep breath, smile, you're doing better than you think. Until next time, stay well, stay kind, and keep shining.